YouTube, Rook here from Rook, Geek, and this is my little channel on the interweb for all things geeky and cool. And as you can tell by the audio, I have my replacement mic. I'm super happy to have the audio back the way it should be. Now, this video we're talking about the ECCC Pops here. As you can see, these four particular Pops. That's for the Emerald City Comic-Con convention exclusives. Now, a little bit of history about the ECCC itself. It's a convention that started back in 2003 in Seattle, Washington. They moved their locations, I think, 2 times, but it's now in their actual normal, like, it's a big hall now, very, very large convention center. I've never been there personally. I'm not a flying guy, so I'm probably never going to go to the ECCC, unfortunately. But the ECCC has grown exponentially. It went from about 2,500 attendees to about 80,000 attendees now. Now, is it one of the biggest conventions in the U.S.? I would say it's about middle ground. The big 3 convention, of course, is San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, and probably Dragon Con, are the 3 really, really big conventions in the U.S. Now, one thing that happened different this year, well, actually take a step back. Normally, if you wanted to get convention exclusives for Emerald City Comic-Con convention, you had to get them in one of 2 ways. You had to either A, go to the convention itself, or B, buy them from the secondary market, usually like eBay or Amazon. That was the only way you could get these type of guys here. Well, in 2017, they decided to change that up a little bit and take a role from the San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con style exclusives, where you can get a limited number of particular exclusive or pops in this situation for certain locations. Like Hot Topics would have their own pops, FYE would have their own pops, Toys R Us would have their own pops, Barnes & Nobles would have their own pops, and the Funko store itself had its own pops, which are some of these you can see right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a breakdown segment, and we're going to look at the packaging, we're going to look at the articulation, we're going to look at the paint, and conclude with final thoughts for you, the viewer. Should you buy the Emerald City Comic-Con exclusive pops that you see here? Stay tuned, guys. We're going into breakdown. Okay guys, we're in our breakdown segment looking at the Emerald City Comic-Con convention exclusive pops, these 4 that you see right here. Of course, we have the Emerald City Crusader, we have Dynamite, Blue Falcon, and Super Kermit. So let's first look at the Emerald City Crusader. I think it's the weakest of the 4 here, personally. Let's look at the packaging first. This is the one I actually got in the Emerald City Comic-Con convention exclusive box from Nerd Block. I'll put a link up here if you guys want to take a look at that, where I actually pulled this from. On the side, it says Emerald City Crusader on the side here. On the side, this one, you have, of course, the side heart, and on the back, you have the Emerald City Crusader over here, which is the logo for the Emerald City Convention Center itself. So he's like their mascot. So packaging aside, let's actually look at the pop. Very, very straightforward pop, very, very clean. He has a mask and a big cape, as you can see here. Articulation is pretty sound. The paint is really clean, no issues with it. I know they have at least Dorb's version of this guy, and there's a female version of it as well, like maybe his partner or his sister or something along those lines. I don't know if they made a female version of him or excuse me, of her yet, but this is the one for the 2017. This was a convention exclusive that the only way that I know you can actually get it was actually going to the convention, or you could get it in the Emerald City Comic-Con convention box, or purchase it online. So he's okay looking. I can see a lot of people doing customs for him, making him into a different outfit. I mentioned in my ECC review, my box review, that maybe doing maybe a Kyle Rayner for Green Lantern, or a Green Lantern character might be a really good idea for this particular guy itself. I see maybe customizers doing some really cool stuff with this pop. So next we'll look at Super Kermit. Now, the shows growing up as a kid, I really liked 3 shows. Now, of course, I like Transformers and G.I. Joe, like any young little boy would, young kid would. But I really liked the Muppets, I liked Scooby-Doo, whoops, and I liked Blue Falcon and Dynamite, which are these 2 back here. Now let's actually look at Super Kermit. He looks really good. If you notice here, he has a sticker. The other one had the sticker as well, which was over here, the Funko exclusive on the Emerald City Convention Crusader. But this is a different one. These 3 pops that you see here, meaning I'll put this back in shot, these 3 guys here were all from the Funko store, just so you'll know. Now, let's actually look at the packaging as we were talking about. Now, if you notice over here the sticker, which has the Emerald City Comic-Con Convention limited to 3,000 piece counts for each one of these guys here. So, of course, we have art over here of Super Kermit. We have the Super Kermit side shot. We have Super Kermit listed on the side here, which is number 11 in this wave, and he showcases other characters for the original wave, and as well as Super Kermit over here on the side. Now let's actually look at himself. I think he's basically just a variant, or maybe a little bit of retool from the original Kermit pop. He has a mask now, because I know the original Kermit one didn't have it, and he has his cape and his little logo in the middle here. I love the big eyes. I mean, when you look at this, you know it's Kermit the Frog just by the way he looks. Of course, no bobblehead head, which I like. Articulation is very sound. No issues with the paint. Again, he has the Muppet insignia kind of in the middle here on his chest, which I do like. He has his little gloves and his little feet, his little, I guess it'd be like boots for his feet, for his slippers. So I do like the way he looks. He looks awesome. I mean, he looks really, really cool. Definitely a buy in my opinion. If you're looking for a cool Kermit, mind you, the price point's a little high for these because they are exclusives for the ECCC. Now, the ECCC Pops themselves from prior years exponentially have increased in value. So if you're looking to get something that would be a good collectible, definitely pick those up, at least the ECCC ones, as far as I see here. Now, Kermit aside, now let's actually look at the stars of the show here. Blue Falcon and Dynomutt. As I mentioned a couple seconds ago, I was a big fan of Blue Falcon and Dynomutt. I'm super happy they actually came out finally in Funko form and vinyl form. Now, one thing I do wish they would do, maybe down the road, maybe for FYE, because they do a lot of 2-packs, or maybe Hot Topics, maybe doing them as a 2-pack together in one box, or maybe having Blue Falcon with the Falcon car. That would be really cool as well. So let's actually look, I'll save him for last. Let's actually look at Blue Falcon first. He's an old Hanna-Barbera cartoon. If you're not familiar, definitely check out Blue Falcon. He's basically a spoof, of course, of Batman. It's basically what he is, with a goofy sidekick, in this case, Dynomutt. Now, think of, I would say it's very similar to, let's say, Inspector Gadget level of Calamity. That's what he feels like. He's a robotic dog. All his limbs are on basically on cables. His head can shoot off. His arms and legs can shoot off. He has all sorts of tricks and gadgets. So basically, Blue Falcon uses him as like his utility belt. Just think of it that way. So if we look at the packaging, you have the Blue Falcon here, and you have, of course, the Emerald City Comic Con sticker on the side. Over here, we have Blue Falcon listed as number 214, and over here you have Blue Falcon and number 214 on the side. And of course, there's a little picture of his head. We have head on top here, and on the back has like a really cool old school look, very nostalgic, or maybe vintage, like an old TV set that you would see here. And we have, of course, Blue Falcon. Now, packaging aside, let's actually look at Blue Falcon. He looks super cool. Great detail on the head, on the mask, blue, yellow, and like he has like a dark blue and a light blue. He has yellow trim on his beak area, and he has the red eyes at top here. Normal articulation on the head like we normally see. No blemishes on the paint. Very solid. Big F on the middle of his chest for the Falcon. I absolutely love this guy. Super cool pop. Now, basically the star of the show. Now, I love Dynomutt as a kid. Absolutely loved him. Unbeknownst to me, when I took this out of the package, I jacked up some of this box. The top of this box is a little beat up, if you notice right here. I think when I was taking this out of the package, because it came in a one-shot box, basically this was inside a little cardboard box itself. It slipped in, so you had to like basically kind of shove the box down to get it out, and I think it caught the corner here and dinged up the corner. Both Blue Falcon here and Dynomutt. I'll bring Blue Falcon back into the shot here. It's very fitting. I figure have him in the shot as well. We'll put this back here. I'm going to have both these guys in pop protector boxes because I definitely want to keep the value for these guys. Absolutely. So if we look at Dynomutt, let's look at the packaging first. So I'll leave him right up here. Great shot of him right here. We have the Emerald City Comic Con Convention logo on the side. It does say Dynomutt. On the other side here, we have the normal artwork, and you have Dynomutt, of course, on this side. He's number 215 listed on this one, and he has the same exact picture that you saw on the Blue Falcon box, and you have Dynomutt on the side. Now, what makes him really cool, since they nailed the Pop Pets line so well, they know how to make dogs and cats really well, at least in vinyl figure form. What makes him so unique is the way he looks and is presented. He does have his mask on that you would see here, the big green mask around his head. What makes him really cool, I don't know if you can see it, but his neck is extended a little bit. You see like the cable, which I was talking about, where his head's on these cables that shoot out, as well as all his limbs. So I absolutely love the way he looks. He's very squat. He's sitting in a little pose where he's on all fours. So I definitely love the way he looks. He looks so cool. What's really neat is that the Dynomutt logo in the front, the little D, I don't know if you can see it on the side, maybe if you've seen me spin it around a little bit, it's embossed. So it's actually sticking off his chest a little bit. So it gives you a little more detail. It's like extended out. So I definitely love this pop. If you ask me, are all these pops buys? Yeah, absolutely. The one I would say the most would be the Blue Falcon and Dynomutt. If you had to pick any of these out, definitely these two. He's hit or miss in my opinion, the Emerald City Crusader. Definitely I love Kermit, but if you could only spare 2 pops, definitely get the Dynamite and Blue Falcon in my personal opinion. Guys, I hope you liked this breakdown segment. Let's go to final thoughts and wrap up this video. Okay guys, final thoughts on the Emerald City Comic Con convention exclusives that you see here. We had Super Kermit, we had Blue Falcon, we had Dynamite, and the Emerald City Crusader himself. I like all of these exclusives. I think they're really, really good. Of course, we got the Emerald City Crusader, as we talked about in the breakdown from the exclusive box. But these 3 here, the Super Kermit, the Blue Falcon, and Dynamite, are superb pops. No issues, no flaws on paint, no flaws on the articulation, no bobbleheads, which again is thankful because I hate bobbleheads. As you guys know, I'm not a big fan of them. A lot of people don't like bobbleheads. So I love Super Kermit. Again, as I talked about, he looks really, really great. No issues on the paint. These 2 guys here touched my heart, absolutely. As I said growing up, I was a big fan of the Muppets, Blue Falcon, Dynamite, and Scooby-Doo. Those are the 3 shows, besides of course Transformers and G.I. Joe, I really, really loved as a kid. And I loved Dynamite and I loved Blue Falcon. And it's really great how they made the Dynamite character with the extended neck. I did mention that in the breakdown. Since they nailed the Pop Pets line, they know how to make animals, in this case dogs and cats, really, really well now. And they give them so much personality. I absolutely love these. I hope they make these into a 2-pack. I think these right here, the Blue Falcon and Dynamite, I hope they make a 2-pack, maybe an FYE 2-pack. Something that's not considered like these are exclusive, since there's 3,000 piece count for each one, and they're very pricey now. He goes for about $50 in Pop Price Guide, and Dynamite goes for about $50 in Pop Price Guide. I'm still a little irked at myself for beating up that box. I think I did, as I mentioned in the breakdown segment when I took it out of the packaging. I think I jacked up the box, unfortunately. But I do say these are absolutely a buy if you can find them. The Crusader, he's hit or miss. You don't have to get him if you don't want to, but these 3 here, absolutely, these are definitely a buy in my opinion. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Remember to click that like button. Always click subscribe at the bottom of the page here. It definitely helps the channel grow. And you can click the windows over here to watch more of my content. Take care guys. I'll see you in the next video, and bye bye.